In this video, I'm going to show you what to do when you are getting clicks but no sales from your meta ads. You've launched your ads, people are clicking on the ads, but no one is buying. What do you do? How do you figure out what's wrong? How do you figure out what the problem is? I'm going to show you 8 steps to troubleshoot this right now. I'm Jessie Healy. I'm an exited agency founder turned e-com coach. I've spent about 50 million on ads. So let me tell you, I know how to find problems in ad accounts and figure out how to get them working. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing to check is, are your ads actually running? Are they feeding out? Are they getting impressions? Are they getting clicks? And are those clicks making it to your site? So what you want to do is go to Ads Manager, click on the campaign tab here, and then over here you've got an option to choose what set of columns you want to see. So I would click on Discover More Column Presets here, and I would choose the one that is called Sales. That will just quickly give you most of the columns you need to check this, and then you're going to add one more column. So you're going to add Customize Columns, and you're going to add Landing Page Views. And actually, while we're at it, let's add to Cart, because that's going to be useful later on. And we're just going to untick all of these here and click Apply. All right, so are the ads feeding out? First and foremost. So let's look at the last 3 days, just so we're looking at very recent data here. We're gonna look at the last 3 days and we're gonna see the amount spent. So it's spending money, tick. The ads are running. Now you can go inside here and inside one of your ad sets and check that all the ads are switched on and check that they're all getting impressions and budget. In this case, it's this particular ad that's doing really well and getting most of the impressions. That's fine, that's normal. Okay, but ads are feeding out, they're getting impressions, they are getting link clicks. So we can see here, link clicks. So let's go back to the campaign level and see overall we've had, in the last 3 days, we've had 558 link clicks on this campaign and 167 on this campaign. So tick, you are getting clicks from your ads that are going through to your site. Fantastic. Now, are those clicks making it to your site? That is the next question. And that is where landing page views comes in. And actually, I think I selected the wrong thing here. So you just want to check here. You want to click on landing page. Oops, landing page. So that I ticked the wrong thing here. We want to click on landing page views. We can click on cost per landing page view. And actually this one here, landing page views divided by link clicks, is also a good one to click. So here we are. And we can see we've got 492 landing page views from 558 link clicks. So what is that saying? We've paid Facebook for 558 link clicks, and this is how many landing pages have been viewed from those. So we've got a bit of a drop off here. We've got about a 60 or 70 click drop off out of the total of 558. So I would say that's around 15%. And actually this percent here tells us, so yeah, 12% have dropped off. 0.88% of the people who clicked on an ad have made it through to a landing page view. So we can tell from this that it's more or less working. We've got a bit of a drop off. That's a pretty normal drop off to me. So in conclusion, so far we know that the ads are running, people are clicking on them and they're making it through to the site. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our pixel is working. It's really important that the meta pixel is working so that it can give the information your campaign needs to work properly. So I've just gone on a random website here to look and show you how you would check if your pixel's working. So step 1 is you need to add the Facebook Pixel Helper to your browser so that you can then check the pixel health. So you want to go to, you just want to type in Pixel Helper download, and you'll get to a page like this in the Chrome Web Store, and you want to, I've already got it, but you would click add to Chrome, and then that will add this little button here, which you'll see when you go on websites. So let's go back to Dr. Bugs here, and it's this little button here, this little blue button here, that's popped up with a little green thing here when I've gone on the site. So let's have a look. We click this and we can see what this Pixel Helper tells you, what is Meta seeing at the moment on this ad account. So Meta is seeing page views on this site, and this is the pixel that it is seeing. So you can check this number against the number in your ad account and make sure they match. So that's important. And then what you can do is you can go and add some products to cart. So click add to cart here, and we should see the add to cart fire here, which it has done. And then we can click on checkout. Interestingly, in this case of this brand, which is not my brand, it has not fired for some reason. So that would be a problem to go and troubleshoot. But assuming that everything's working fine, as you move your way through the funnel from page view to view content, let's have a look at this one. This is the view content. This is the content page. So yes, view content has fired, add to cart has fired, and let's just see if we can get the checkout button to fire as well. It has not, which is really interesting. So this brand maybe doesn't have their pixel set up properly, and that would be something to troubleshoot. But let's assume that's working fine, so that is not a problem. You've ticked that off the list. One final check you might want to do around tracking in the pixel, just to make sure that Meta is tracking everything properly, is you want to go here into your this little events manager here inside business manager. So click on events manager, and when you get here you'll see this, and then you can go to over here on the right hand side, click on show all events, and here you'll see all of the events that the Meta Pixel is tracking. So this will tell you that in the time frame outlined, so in this case in the last 30 days, this is how many events have tracked for each of these. Now this is not just events that are against your ads, this is events that have been tracked overall by the Pixel, because the Pixel's sitting there all the time tracking everything that's happening, not just things that happen from ads. So it's tracked for 328 page views, 91,000 view contents, 24,000 searches, blah, 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 the list goes on. Now what you can do is you can check these numbers against your real business numbers in Shopify. So you can go to Shopify and look at the same period and see, did we get roughly 279 purchases? Did we get 373 leads? Have we had about 1.8k add to carts? How many times have people viewed a product page? So you can sense check these numbers. They won't be exactly the same, but they'll hopefully be within like 10 to 15% difference from your real numbers from Shopify. That's a good check to make. If it's not correct, then you need to go and do some work on your pixel. The next thing I want to check is whether people are actually adding to cart, because sometimes when people are not ready to purchase, they add to cart. But if no one's adding to cart, that potentially suggests there's a problem with the product page, or the ad is not very convincing. So what you want to do is go back to Ads Manager here, and you want to go and see, we added it to our columns earlier. It might have fallen out of the thing. So we just want to go here and click on Customize Columns, and we're going to search for Add to Cart. And cost per add to cart here, and we'll just untick these little mini boxes, click on apply, and there you'll have a column showing how many times people have added to cart. Now you can look at the last 30 days, you can look at the last 3 days, etc., and see, are people adding to cart at a good rate? So we've had 136 add to carts from 561 link clicks, so you can tell that that's roughly just over 20%, which is a pretty good ratio. Okay, you want to be seeing like 20% roughly, but it really depends on the price of your product. But 20% is good. But if it is significantly below 20% of people adding to cart, then you potentially have a problem, because they're not even showing enough interest to add to cart, let alone buy. So now if you are getting people add to cart but they're not buying, the next thing you want to attack is going and looking at your checkout. Is there a problem with your postage, the messaging on your checkout, something distracting people inside that checkout that's stopping people from buying? In this case, what I would encourage you to do is install something like Microsoft Clarity that allows you to watch people as they travel through your site, and you can watch a few videos of people who've added to cart and see what's happening to them and why they're getting stuck. Because if you've identified that everything is working up until add to cart, and then after add to cart they're not buying, that's the part of your funnel that you need to attack. If however they're not adding to cart, let's go through a few things that you need to do to troubleshoot, to figure out why people aren't taking an interest enough in your product to seem to want to buy or give buying signals. Right, so if people aren't adding to cart from your ads, there's a number of different things that could be at fault here. If your site generally performs well and converts, and you have customers coming from other channels converting, adding to cart and buying, then that would suggest that maybe the ads themselves are sending the wrong kind of person to the site. Maybe there's a mismatch between what the ad is saying and what the site is saying. Maybe the ad is kind of promising something that the site can't deliver. If however this is your first foray into e-commerce, and this is your first traffic, and you don't have sales on your site, and people are not adding to cart after visiting your site from an ad, there's a few things that I would look at to try and figure out what might be the issue. So have you got fast site that's loading properly. Now you can go on to like page insights. There's lots of tools online you can put in and like put your URL in and just check how fast the site is running and make sure it's loading properly. Make sure it's looking okay on a mobile, that the mobile version of your site is really clear. It's got information that's clearly visible and it's clear what the promise of your product is. And then if it's loading fast and it looks nice enough, I would be questioning whether the page itself is primed for conversion. Do you have clear, striking images? Do you have a number of different images of the product, both close up, in situ, lifestyle images? Do you have maybe some infographics that explain what the product is? Have you got 3 clear bullets at the top of the page telling people what the benefits of the product is? Have you got social proof on the page? So there's lots of things that you can do to improve your page, the product page, to make it look really good. So that would be what I would be looking at next to see why people aren't converting. And then the other thing I'd be looking at is, are your ads priming people to buy? Now this is a whole other topic and I've got lots of videos on how you create great ads that convince people to buy, so I won't go into too much detail here, but a good little check is like, have I communicated the benefits of the product, the reason why you buy, versus just telling people the features of like what it is? Have you got humans in your ads? Are the ads, do they capture attention in the first 3 seconds? Do they have fast, dynamic, interesting content that people can follow, music that matches, etc.? If it's a static ad, have you got a clear problem that you call out or a clear headline that is relevant to the user? And then have you explained the benefit of the product, and do you have a clear image of the product? So those are some things that you can troubleshoot. And honestly, if you've gone through everything else and the page is great, it loads well, you've got all the benefits really clearly communicated, you've done all the other troubleshooting, then most likely your problem is ad creative. And that's too much for me to explain in this particular video, but I encourage you to follow the rest of my content, or in fact, book a call with me. We can take a look at your ads. I can give you some fast feedback. I do these calls free of charge, and you can find out potentially how to get some one-on-one help from me or group help from me in my group program with figuring out how to get your ads to work.